Hello and welcome to JaivfromONM Top 10, and in this Top 10 I'm going to be talking about the top 10 OSTs in gaming. So, well, a lot of them are going to be quite strange, as not many people really think the OSTs are that great, but remember, this is just my opinion, and well, you might not agree, but in my opinion these are the greatest OSTs you can ever get in games. So, here we go, starting with number 10. Now, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance just recently came out, but in my opinion it has a great OST. It departs from the usual orchestral versions of Metal Gear Solid games and goes for a more heavy metal rock type of OST, and it does deliver. It's got some amazing songs, and my favourite being A Stranger I Remain, which is the boss theme of Mistral. And, well, the lyrics are all great, and it all fits in with the tone of the bosses and the tone of the gameplay. And in my opinion, it's just so fun, and it really adds to the action. And since it's a rock heavy metal theme, it makes you want to get more into the experience, and it kind of helps you put you into the role of Raiden. And it's just a great OST overall. No one can deny it. The Simpsons Hit and Run was a classic game, and everyone used to have that game when they used to own a PS2. In fact, I still love going back and playing it now. And the music of the game really helps set the mood. Every level has different tracks, and my favourite again being Bart's theme, because it kind of goes with his crazy, over-the-top attitude, and it really goes with when you're just driving around the town, just relaxing, just free roaming, and it just plays in the background, just makes you really, again like what I said before, it puts you in the shoes of Bart and all the other Simpsons characters, just exploring Springfield, and the OST of this game is fantastic, and I'm sure many of you will agree. Everyone loves a good game of Smash Brothers. In fact, even when Smash Brothers Brawl came out, I actually bunked off school to get the game early. And, well, the soundtrack of the Smash Brothers games is one thing that's always praised about, and it's just amazing. It includes all the history of Nintendo games, as well as various remixes of any songs, and that's why I'm putting Smash Brothers Brawl on this list. It basically recollects a whole history of Nintendo games, and puts their soundtracks, remix soundtracks of each game into the game, and it's amazing. Some of my favourite themes being many of the Zelda remixes and some of the Metroid remixes. But then again, it's really hard to pick out the certain few, as well as it features many characters that aren't really from Nintendo games, like Sonic and Snake, and even their remixes are amazing in this game. In fact, everyone will agree, Smash Brothers has one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Sonic Generations marked a true return to 3D platforming for the Blue Blur, and, well, along with the gameplay, the music brought back a sense of nostalgia for any Sonic fans. It recollects many gameplay stages from past Sonic games and remixes all the music, as well as containing a whole history of songs from every Sonic game in the past, from Sonic the Hedgehog original to Sonic 06 to Sonic and the Black Knight. And, well, the soundtrack was amazing, and many of the remix tracks sound spectacular, my personal favourite being the Green Hill Zone Modern Remix and Crisis City Classic Remix. And it just really it's just amazing to be, if you're a nostalgic gamer like me, then when you hear these songs for the first time, you thought, wow, this is amazing. And that's the one reason I'm putting Sonic Generation on here, just for that feeling of nostalgia you get when you play through Modern Green Hill Zone with that awesome music playing in the background. Professor Layton and the Lost Future is the most emotional game of all time. In fact, many gamers have actually cried at the very end of this game, and the music helps bring this sense of emotion to the player. And the main theme, which is called the Lost Future theme, is an amazing song, which it starts off with a slow violin playing, goes into a fast, frenzied song, and it kind of captures the whole spirit of the game. And for a puzzle game, this game has one of the best stories of all time as well, featuring a time-traveling professor who goes back in time, or in the future even, and finds someone who was his girlfriend, and she wasn't actually his girlfriend. It's really emotional, and the music of the Lost Future and the main Professor Layton theme, it just all brings this together, and is one of my favourite games ever. It's just, oh god, you can't even describe this amazing feeling. The first time you play it, the first time you hear this song in action towards the very end of the game, you really do feel for Layton, especially if you know what's going to happen next, or if you predict what's happening next. And it's really emotional, this song, and it just really is a nice song to listen to. I said it in my last video and I'll say it again, The Last Story is my favourite game of all time, and the music, as I said before, is a perfect thing about the game. As you start, it starts off as a slow, orchestral, sad type of music, and as you progress further through the game, it gets to more of a modern type of techno-y type of songs, especially during the final boss when it's a completely minified techno song. And well, the actual song itself though is a remix of the orchestral songs, and the whole kind of game gives you a feel for Zale and his friends, and it kind of puts you, like, it makes you feel as if you're actually having an adventure. And the music itself is on a grand scale, composed by the person who created Final Fantasy songs. I can't remember his name off by heart, but yeah, and the songs he composed for this game are fantastic, and in fact I've got the whole OST on my phone. It took me a bloody whole hour to download, and it's worth it. So if you can, get a chance to listen to this OST, as it is one of the best OSTs of all time, and really helps make this game. Every Ace Attorney game has fantastic music, bar the Miles Edgeworth games, as those were the terrible ones. But the one game in the Ace Attorney series which I thought had the best music was the first one. It had a range of awesome songs, from the court theme to the cross-examination theme to the Steel Samurai theme. But one theme in that game that really stood out was the cornered theme, and it was just fantastic and really epic. Despite being really like GBA-ish, it still had really good sound quality and really like put you in the shoes of Felix. I know I've said this a lot in this video, but put you in the role of the character. It made you feel as if you were actually in the courtroom yourself, and you've just proven a really good point. And the entire game has fantastic music. Even the Rise from the Ashes case, when you're talking to Damon Gant and you have the Reminiscence song in the background, it's really creepy. And the whole thing, it has a really good atmosphere and really adds to the overall layer of the game. Kid Icarus Uprising was the first 3DS game to have a fully orchestrated soundtrack, and well, it really showed off. The music in the game was fantastic, everything from Dark Pit's theme to the main Underworld theme, to several new themes such as Magnus's theme, and there's just so much good music in that game. My favourite song in the game is actually Chapter 9's opening, as it's actually Hades' theme, from the final boss Hades' theme, and it's really epic. Every song in it is epic, and it just adds to the feel of Pit. When you're flying around with that music playing, it's as if you actually are having an adventure and like trying to just stop a world invasion. And the voice acting also helps add to this, is despite there not being a song which features like singing, the voice acting which plays over the actual song kind of helps to give the feel of the song outwards, and it really shows off in Kid Icarus Uprising. Now, here comes a bit of controversy. The Super Mario Galaxy games have what is known to be one of the greatest soundtracks in all of gaming history, featuring a fully orchestrated soundtrack from Koji Kondo and several new songs that have been composed by him. It's fantastic, and every theme song in the game is amazing. But why did I choose Super Mario Galaxy 2? Mainly for the inclusion of the orchestral remix of Womp's Fortress from Mario 64. That, combined with the rest of the OST, is fantastic and really adds to the gameplay, as when you're traversing through space with a calm, like, orchestral song in the background, it really is a great way to play the game, and just so magical to listen to. And several songs, there's not a single bad song in the OST, in my opinion. Every song in the soundtrack is great, and as I said before, adds to the feel of the game. But with Womp's Fortress on its own, that song I could listen to for days. The saxophone in that song just really stands out, and it gives you memories of playing Mario 64 for the first time, and for that reason, nostalgia and greatness is why I put this as number 2 on the list. Again, here's where it's going to get a bit controversial. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess has, in my opinion, the greatest soundtrack of all time. Now, it doesn't feature a single orchestral song, but that doesn't matter, as every song in the game is epic, from the main theme to Gerudo Desert to Zelda's Lullaby to the Sacred Grove. Everything about the soundtrack is amazing. It really puts you in the feel of Link, and I've said this a lot of times in this video, but this soundtrack really makes you feel as if you are actually on an adventure to save Hyrule from the Twilight invasion, and it's really emotional. Every soundtrack. My favourite song in the soundtrack is the credits theme, and I'm going to play you the whole credits theme after this, just so you know what it means. Is it recollects more or less every song in the game, and it's just fantastic to listen to. It's really amazing, and it's just, I don't think the soundtrack could ever be beaten. It's my favourite Zelda soundtrack, my favourite soundtrack of all time, and possibly the greatest soundtrack that could ever be made. And here we go, the credits theme in all its glory.